everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Justice League movie Aquaman figure. So before we take a look at Aquaman, let's take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with your standard DC Multiverse base, but he stands really well so you don't need it. Up next, he comes with his data file, and this one is done in color. I guess the variants are the ones that are done in black and white. The Cyborg variant I have is done in black and white. And then there is the bio if you want to go ahead and read that. That's really short. I feel like most of the bios are pretty long. Yeah, that's a pretty short one. And finally, he comes with his comically large trident. And this thing, it looks good, but it's just way too big. It stretches the hands out really, really bad. I'm not sure why it's so big. Compared to the Mattel DC Multiverse version, this one is really thin. So yeah, I'll probably use this trident with this figure, because this one, it looks a lot more accurate. It's not so huge. So taking a look at the head sculpt, honestly, having this in hand, the likeness is better than I thought it would be. It's not completely like Jason Momoa, but I do think it resembles him. I do think the sculpt is definitely there. I just think the printing needs a little fine-tuning to it. But, yeah, I don't think it's as awful as people were making it out to be. They got the scar right there on his eyebrow. They got that right. I also feel like the eyes should maybe be a little brighter blue. But the hair and beard are sculpted really nicely. It looks like there's a little bit of extra glue right there where it's a little shiny. The hair and the beard look really good, but I do feel like it could have used some extra paint to it. So yeah, this is definitely a figure that you have to have in hand to appreciate the sculpt. Like I said, I think the sculpt is there. I just think that the printing tech that McFarlane uses needs a little bit of work. So the armor looks really, really good. It's got a bunch of really good sculpt detail to it, and it's got some gold painted over top of that really dark green color that looks really nice. And this is a soft shell. The figure does look a little bulky because it uses soft rubber pieces, but it allows for more articulation. This figure has a lot more articulation than I thought he would. I really thought it would be limited. Actually, I think this is more of like an orangish color. I said gold, but it's supposed to be orange, I think. So yeah, I think I was wrong about that. But anyways, it looks nice. I think the color on the gauntlets are supposed to be a little bit cleaner, but I think it looks good. It kind of makes it look kind of worn and like it's been through battle. So yeah, I don't mind that. There you get the Aquaman logo on the bell. And I want to say, McFarlane Toys did such an awesome job on these joints right here. Because as you can see, that one has a little bit of gappage to it. But on this side, it almost looks like it's sculpted together. But then you turn it and you see that cut. They did the cut at a slant right here, so it would blend in with that. And depending on the way you have it and the way you pose it, it actually does look like that. Like back here, it almost looks like there's no articulation at all right there. So McFarlane Toys did a really good job of hiding the articulation there. I mean, once you move it, of course, you're going to see it. But if you have him just standing still like this in kind of a vanilla pose, it looks pretty good. And you get some more of that paint to the thigh armor. And then down here, it's a lot more concentrated, where here it's just here and there. It's a lot more concentrated down here. And again, it has some more really good sculpt detail to it. So yeah, the sculpt detail on this thing is really good. And like I said, the articulation really surprised me. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look up that far. He can't look up a great deal, but he can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side, and you get a little bit of tilting. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move really, really far out. So there you can see what he can do. He has butterfly joints that can move side to side, up and down, and spin all the way around really nicely. He has swivel at the bicep that can move side to side. He has a double-jointed elbow that, even despite these gauntlets, can bend in all the way. So you can get him bending in pretty forward. I really thought the articulation would be hindered by these gauntlets right here, but nope, you can actually move the wrists up and down and spin them all the way around. So I really like that. These are really soft, so it's not hindered at all. He has ball-jointed waist and torso that can move back all the way, and he can crunch forward all the way. I'm glad McFarlane has been improving this on their newer figures, because one of my complaints was that they could move back all the way but not forward. So yes, he can move forward all the way, because like I said, this is a really soft shell. So yep, he can do that. You also get side-to-side movement there at the diaphragm joint, and side-to-side movement there at the waist. You can also get him moving all the way around. He has hips that can do a complete split, but there it kind of looks funny. I mean, I doubt you're going to have him doing a split, but when you do move it, it can look a little funny. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way, but then his butt kind of bunches up right there, so let's straighten his butt out. But because of the way it's sculpted, it will bunch up if you move it back like that. The thighs actually move really nicely. That's another thing I think McFarlane Toys has been improving. This thigh swivel moves really nicely. He has double jointed knees that can move back all the way, even with these boots right here. This is another separate soft piece. And he has ball jointed ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, spin all the way around, and toe articulation that can move up. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the articulation, especially with these rubber pieces right here. I really thought that would hinder the articulation, but it doesn't. There you can see with his legs moved out, you get that gappage right there. So like I said, if you have him standing still like that, it looks really good. But then you get some gappage if you move him to get him in some action-y poses. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the Mattel version. This one does have a different head sculpt on her, which as you can see, the hair has some highlights to it. And I think I'm going to add some highlights to this figure as well. I think that'll really make the hair look really good. Here he is next to the Toys R Us exclusive shirtless version. This one came with the alternate head for the Steppenwolf Build-A-Figure. Here he is next to Wonder Woman. And I thought she was a pretty tall figure, but Aquaman is actually taller than her, so I think she scales pretty well. I think she should be a little shorter than him, but he is taller than her, so that's accurate. Here he is next to the Walmart exclusive face shield cyborg figure. And finally, here he is next to the Mattel Steppenwolf Build-A-Figure. So overall, I would highly recommend picking Aquaman up, because he is a really, really awesome figure. I'll admit I was a little on the fence about getting this figure because of all the complaints people had, but I really like it. My major complaint is that trident, but I think I have all of the Mattel versions, so I have plenty of tridents to use with this. So, other than that, I would highly recommend picking up this figure. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.